Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Louise, this is my channel, it's called LouTube. Hello. I have been documenting my time in the lockdown, the second lockdown for New South Wales, lockdown 2.0. So instead of uploading a video every day last week, I decided just to leave it and I'm going to upload this one here, an epic story tale sort of updating you with my weekly adventures. I am not ignoring you, I'm trying to get to my photos to see what footage I took to know what to talk about. My memory is like terrible and I can't remember what I ate yesterday, let alone what I did last Monday. So hence we have a reference point, my mobile phone. On Monday, I got my second Pfizer vaccination for COVID. Ladies and gentlemen, I am all COVID vaxxed up. Dose 2 done and dusted in under an hour and a half. It was awesome. And it was fine. Honestly, the symptoms that I experienced when I got my vaccinations was just a sore deltoid where they put the needle in. That's about it. First vaccination, that pain kind of lasted maybe like 4 to 5 days. The second vaccination, that pain only lasted like 3 days. I did get like a little bit sore in the armpit where the lymph nodes are as well, but like that's to be expected. But yeah, I didn't come down with a cough or a cold, no like symptoms like that. And now I'm 100% COVID vaxxed and I'm very happy and I feel a lot safer when I go out. I'll be like, oh, okay, there's like extra protection. My body's gonna actually fight this thing if it ever comes my way, which is really cool and just makes me feel so much better. As a healthcare professional as well, it makes me feel a lot better about treating my patients. It's good to know that I've got the vaccination and that if I do have to treat any vulnerable people like I do, I am not going to give them COVID. That is like the best thought in my brain. And I don't have to freak out about it whenever there is a outbreak. But still wearing the mask and doing the hand sanitizing and social distancing and still being in isolation and staying at home as much as possible. Just because I want to be as COVID safe as possible. I don't want to be contributing to this problem in any way, shape or form and just want to do my part, you know? On Tuesday, my husband went and got his first vaccination. Because I'm a healthcare worker, my husband qualifies to get his vaccination under the rollout, so I'm under 1B. And because I'm married to him and we live in the same house and we sleep in the same bed and we're all up in each other's space, he was able to get vaccinated too. Wednesday, Thursday, didn't really get up to much. I did get a call from my boss at one of the physio practices that I work at, and she let me know that I can come back on Wednesday. I'm going to start building up a caseload again, which is awesome. I'm doing like a gradual sort of comeback, so this week it's going to be Wednesday, next week I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, and then the week after that I'm back to my 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Whether I'm still going to be doing classes though is up to the government. We would like to put on the Pilates and the yoga classes again, but you know, that's not in our control. We can't do anything about that. We just have to wait until those restrictions are lifted. But yes, I do get to go in. I do get to use my physio hands and my physio brain and my physio body and actually help people get better. I have been getting by on my 1 day a week on my Thursdays with my one patient who needs urgent care. But apart from that, that's all I've been doing. And honestly, I think like trying to keep on top of like all the physio knowledge has been difficult because there's a lack of motivation. You don't want to do anything when you're stuck at home. You feel like you don't have to do anything. But at the same time, you're like, wow, I really need to like practice something or read something or do something because I can feel the brain leaking out the ears. Like it's no good, not a good situation to be in. So I have been trying to keep up on the CPD every day and try and do something physio related at least once a day. It's been helping me get by and I am very excited to be going back to work this Wednesday. Yes. Thursday, again, I didn't take any footage. I must have just sat on the couch and played Animal Crossing or done something like that. No, Thursday I worked. I forgot about that. Thursday I did have my one patient and I did go and see them and I looked after them and I was able to do all the physio things. They're going really well. They're progressing really well, up to the stage where they can start to do more difficult tasks and things, which is great, and they're able to go back to work, which is awesome. Not like full-time, but like just sort of easing in to it, kind of like I am. That's awesome progress, and they were able to leave their house and they were happy about that, so that's nice. Oh yeah, on Thursday night we had our raid night, which was awesome. We got pretty much all the way to the end. Last boss, Nightbane, still haven't taken down, but I think we'll get there with a little bit more gear and a little bit more practice. He hits hard though. Like, we were trying to do it, admittedly with like 8 people, so we were down 2 people. We were trying to do it and we were just getting smashed like straight away. So we need to practice that a little bit, but I'm confident that we'll get through it. But yeah, I'm having such a great time playing WoW Classic. It's a lot of fun, and like hanging out online with people who I've never met, by the way. I just hear their voices, like I've never seen their face or anything like that. But it's just good to like talk to people and work together as a team. Like, it feels very fulfilling and gives you a sense of accomplishment, which is nice. Friday in the afternoon, very late afternoon, Dave and I went for a walk down to Kurnell, and we visited the place where Captain Cook first landed in Australia, and they have like this little sort of like statue thing in the water there that's like the bits of the ship. If anyone knows ship terminology, it's the bits that look like ribs in the human body, but it's like, you know, it makes the shape of the ship. So there's a statue there where the boat landed. All around that walk there's all this like writing and text and information and stories from different perspectives, from like white Australians and then our Indigenous Australians as well. It was good to see that they tried to share both sides of the story and show both perspectives, but I always feel weird when I go to those sort of sites that are celebrating colonialism. Like, it's just so, it's gross. I'd rather go and see a historic Aboriginal site, learn about the local Aboriginal culture rather than learn about our white history. Like, it's gross. The national park is quite lovely though. We went there on the Sunday to have a little bit more of a look around and see what was there. There's a few little small tracks that you can walk down, a few steps, but you go down the cliff face and you can see out into the opening of the bay there, which is really pretty. And there's like some bush tracks that go back into the bush. Unfortunately, they've got half of it closed, so you can't actually go all the way to the end and get to those really big long tracks. But from what I saw, it was great, and I'm very lucky to be living where I live, where there's so much nature to explore and so much outdoor exercise to be done. And if I didn't have that, then I would be going a little bit more mental than I have so far. I don't know if anything else happened on Friday. Sorry, I 100% forgot to mention that the Olympics started this week. Oh my gosh. On Friday night, we ordered some Japanese takeaway and we watched the opening ceremony of the Olympics. We stayed up, watched the whole entire thing. All 206 countries coming into the arena and all the stuff that happened afterwards, the lighting of the torch and all that stuff. It was cool. I really liked the bit where they mimicked the little pictograms. So it was the camera that was like changing angles and them doing all the poses and stuff in time with the music. Being a performer, I understand how difficult that routine would have been. They would have had to practice. The cameraman, you know, getting the timings right with the music, getting all the props in, getting all the people who are helping to make sure that they get it done in time. Like, it would have been incredible. I don't know how it would have looked looking at it from the arena, and maybe they rejigged it with COVID, but like what they did was pretty cool. It was amazing. I also, oh my gosh, I loved the drones making the shape of the globe and like it rotating and everything. It was just, wow, that was very, very cool. I was expecting some like super duper fancy schmancy technology stuff from Japan, and they delivered on that front, so there you go. It was kind of sad because I feel like there would have been more, like the audience would have been involved more and they would have done more in that respect, but what we got was really good. And I had a great time. There was tap dancing, there was all sorts of things, like it was just amazing. What else happened? Oh yeah, I had on Saturday night? Yeah. On Saturday night, I had my trivia night thing that I decided to host with my Luna Park peeps, my Luna Park family, and that was fun. I spent like 3 or 4 days rejigging the previous trivia that I had come up with in the first lockdown, and I also made like a Google Forms as well to try and track people's scores, because the way I did it previously was do it by hand, and it was very cumbersome, to say the least, and took a lot of time. Whereas with the Google form, it kind of worked. It did get some of the answers, it marked some of the answers wrong that were definitely right, which was annoying, and I still haven't figured out why that is, like whether there was an extra space somewhere and that caused it to be wrong or what. Yeah, so people lost points when they didn't need to lose points. But in the end, it was great. That, like, people had fun, we got to catch up, we got to see everyone, we had a good laugh, and honestly, it was awesome. Someone else needs to host one now because that's 2 that I've hosted, and I'm happy to organize it, but someone else just needs to like get on the camera and put it together and do all of that, because it's a lot of work. Like 3 days, and not 3 whole days, but like I did spend quite a bit of time putting it together. Anyway, everyone had a great time. They loved it. I got lots of thanks, lots of praise. It was great. A good ego boost for myself. But it was really good to see everyone and talk to everyone and just catch up and see how people were going. We hung around for a little bit afterwards, a few of us, and just chatted and stuff. And yeah, it's just really nice to connect with people. I know it's not the same as being physically there, but at least it's something, like to be able to see someone's face. It was lovely. Which brings us to Sunday. After we went for the frolic, I went and did the grocery shopping in person because I've had my COVID vaccine now and I feel safe to go out into the community. So I had my mask on, I made sure that I hand sanitized, I checked in everywhere. I socially distanced, tried not to stand near anyone and all that stuff. It was a little bit tricky because the shops are small. It feels like they're not adhering to the 1 person per 4 square meter rule. Because there was a lot of people in Woolies and there weren't lines to line up or anything like that. Maybe they were, I don't know. It just felt like there was a lot of people at the shop, and none of them were social distancing. Like they were wearing their masks and things, but people would just like come by you, like reach in front of you to grab stuff, and I was like, excuse me. We're in a pandemic and there are cases within our area. Like, what are you doing? But managed to, do a shop in person. And that was great. I mean, I haven't done a shop in person for the past like 3 months. That's just because I'm lazy and I couldn't be bothered to drive out to the shops. Just going somewhere in like a different space, a different like scene, and doing something that felt like it was contributing, because I'm not doing much work at the moment. It was really, I liked it. It was good. And that brings us to today, which I'm not going to talk about because it's today and I'll leave it for the next week's video. But that's getting you caught up. Basically, I'm feeling alright. There are times during the week where I really don't feel very motivated at all. But I haven't felt depressed and I haven't felt anxious. Or maybe I have, and maybe this is just a different way of experiencing it. I am not really sure. I'm not a psychologist. I don't really know. I did do a DAS-21. That's a very physio thing for me to do. So a DAS-21 is a patient outcome about depression, anxiety and stress, and you can do it. It's free. It's online. Like, you can just type in DASS-21. It's 21 questions and you answer each of the questions and then you can mark it. It's pretty simple. You'll see it. It's straightforward. But I did it, and my levels are all fine. They're all normal, which is the first time that's ever happened. So go figure that my mental health would be absolutely fine during lockdown, and when things are back to normal, it is not great. It's just, I guess it's just one of those things to do with ADHD and how, our brains aren't really designed to work in a Western world. So when I'm here in my own environment and in my own bubble, everything, and I know where everything is and I know how everything works, like everything's hunky-dory and I'm A-okay. But when you chuck me out into the world and I don't know what things are or where things are or how to do things, that's when the anxiety and all that stuff skyrockets. So I guess that, it does make sense that right now it would be fine, but when things are back to normal, I'm like, ugh, what's going on? But I'm doing alright. And I hope you guys are doing alright too. If you do have any issues or you need to talk to me or you want to ask me a question or do anything like that, I have provided my Instagram down below in the description, and also my work email, so just send me an email if you need to. I hope you're doing okay, and I'm gonna be back next week. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like it, share it, do all that stuff, and I will see you next week. Okay, peace out.